Everyone. In today's episode, I will be discussing 10 reasons the poor remain poorer because whatever you do consistently become part of your life. So there are things that poor people do every day, and that is why they can never be rich. So if you want to come out of poverty, you want to have a success story in your business, there are some pattern you must disconnect yourself with, and that is what I want to dwell on tonight. 10 major reasons the poor remain poorer. One of the reasons is that they depend on single, you know, source of income. Single source of income. Like I said in my last episode, that seven rivers flow into River Jordan or Eden. If your source of income is primarily on one source, that means you will suffer limitation. You will not be able to advance in whatever you are doing. So you must understand that why people remain poor is because over the years they have not developed themselves, they have not learned new skills, so they depend on only one source of income, and demands grow every day while the source of income remains as it is. Number two is that lack of financial literacy. They don't understand the principle of financial freedom, so they just believe in their pattern of running the business. Like I was just having a conversation with a woman here on the island, how people are owing her in her business. You see, because she lacked financial literacy, she keeps selling on credit to people, and they are not paying her back. You cannot be great if your source of business is on credit. You keep selling on people, except you are doing an accrued accounting. But if you are on cash and carry, then there is no need to sell on credit. Lack of financial literacy will make people, individual, to remain in higher poverty. Another one is, the third one is living beyond your means. If your income is 100,000 per month and your expenses in that month is running to 300,000, that means the excess of the 200,000 was borrowed. You must be able to live within the circle of your income. If you are not living in the circle of your income, you cannot go up. You will be limited in many capacity. So when a person is beginning to have appetite for better thing and it's not in alignment with your revenue, then you will suffer. Let me give you an example. If your monthly income, say, is 100,000, and you just want to get an accommodation of about 1 million naira per annum, what that simply means is that you are going to use 10 months of your salary to pay for that rent. So that is foolishness. Your income should, 2 or 3 months of your salary should be able to pay your house rent. Whatever that you are, every other thing should be in excess. So if you are living in an accommodation that your 3 months salary cannot pay, just go and pack out of that house. That is where you should be living. Some people are living in 3 bedroom flat today. They are actually supposed to be living in a room and parlor self-contained. Why some people that are living in a room and parlor self-contained, they don't have that capacity. So actually they are supposed to live in a room self-contained. So you must understand your source, and also you must also understand your capacity. Am I living beyond my means, or I'm living above my means? So you must know that if you are living beyond, below your means, it means that you can manage what you have. But if you are not living above it, you want to please people, you want to compete with people, then you will remain in abject poverty. Number four, fear of taking risk. I've seen so many people, the fear of taking risk is part of their life. When you are afraid of taking risk, then you cannot go far. Every great man you see today, they are risk takers. They are risk takers. So if you are not taking risk, you are living in a risky life. You must understand that every great man is a risk taker. If you must be great, then you should take that risk. The next one is low saving rates. That's number five. If your saving culture is very low, then your capacity to grow will be almost impossible. I've seen so many people, to save is a problem for them. They spend before saving. And meanwhile, you are supposed, when you get your income, the first thing is to remove your tithes. The 10% of your income is your tithe. Then you save also. You can also save 20%. Then manage the remaining 70% with your expenses. Then have a reserve also. So if you are not saving, you are not living a safe life. Number six is the expectation of the society and the family. I understand that it is important that you help the family you belong to and the society, but you have to get to a level that you are stable first before you can start, extending helping hand. Or you must have a budget. If 100,000, like I said as an example, is your income, you can decide that after removing your tithe of 10%, then you save 20% of the income. You can also separate 10% as your monthly budget to help people. You must understand that your helping people must be targeted. Am I helping at a threshold? If my threshold to help is 100,000 per month, the moment you have given out more than 100,000, then that is your threshold. You cannot extend another one again until the next month. If you don't do like that, in the name of trying to be a nice person, you will remain in abject poverty. I've seen many people, they give out of empathy. Oh, if I don't do it, people will say I'm bad. If I don't do it, people will say I'm wicked. No, at the end of the day, you will join them. Your purpose of helping them is to first be out of that dungeon. You cannot help someone that you are in the same circle together. You must first come out of that circle. Then you now understand that now that I'm out of them, I cannot help people. So if you don't understand that principle, you will keep helping, then you will be in debt. Number seven is debt as a way of life. When you make debt as your way of life, you cannot live without being indebted. Then you cannot do mighty things, because when you are too indebted, you'll not be able to run projects. Opportunities will come, but because you don't have financial backup, you can't do it, because the money we do is so to service debts. So if all the money you are making is only on debt servicing, then you need financial literacy training or class. You can book me for a session. I can train you on how to come out of debts, on how to live within your means. Even there are some debt that are good debts. When you take debt, it should be for capital investment, not to buy clothes, not to do party. You should understand, why am I in this debt, this loan? If you are taking loan to compete with people, then you are in a mess. Number eight is the mindset trap. So you cannot be greater than your thinking. Your mindset is what will put you on the table. If your mindset is low, no matter what you are doing, you can't be higher than your mindset. You cannot outgrow the way you think. Your thinking pattern is the way you live. So you must first understand that even though I'm poor today, I can be great. I have the capacity in me to be a great man. I have the capacity inside of me to be great. Until you have that consciousness, you will always see yourself as a non-entity or a minority. Number nine is a lack of access to resources. For example, learning tools. So many of us, we have access to the internet, but we don't know how to use them except to browse the TikTok and the Facebook. You must understand that the internet is there to help you to learn. You must go through the Google and search. Don't just sit down there and you are waiting for someone to come and be giving you the information. You, as an individual, you must be determined to be a great person by learning. And then the last one is the systemic barrier. Don't be limited by what is happening in your community or your environment. In my family, people don't succeed more than this. People don't go farther than this, so I don't want to even go there. You can go beyond that if you are determined. You can do beyond what your father has done. I keep telling myself, I want to do greater things, more than what my parents have done. So if you have that understanding, then your muscle, your nervous system will work in alignment with what you have. So this is the best time to start learning. And when you learn, you earn. God bless you. In my next class, I'm going to come out with another teaching. Remain blessed and unshakable.